Welcome everyone to another episode of Mastering Money Mondays, where each and every week we infuse a topic that we all can use in order to transition us from a debtor and or saver into one of being a wealth creator. My name is Lonzie Green, affectionately known as Mr. Flip Your 401k.
And I am Cynthia Pete, IT project manager by day, financial freedom fighter by night.
That's what's happening. We're both employed entrepreneurs as well as investors. Hey, why do we have Mastering Money Mondays? We have this show because, number one, we have been taught how to make money, meaning we've been taught how to go get an education and get a good paying job. Number two, we've been taught how to manage money, meaning now that you got a good paying job, go ahead and put it in a checking, a savings account, or a 401k. However, we have not been taught number three, which is how to master money, taking the same dollar over and over and over again, multiplying it so that we can become pregnant with possibilities in order to pursue our planetary purpose. Before we get into the show's topic, make sure that you like and subscribe. Tell your mama and them, yes, I did say that, so that way you can continue to get this content as well as any other individuals that they can also be informed as well. We have this show also because Cynthia and I are learning about money, 7-8-figure earners. And as we're learning, we wanted to take the knowledge that we have acquired and pour it back into community. So now, with that being said, episode 38, the title of episode 38 is Overemployment. Is this the new work standard? All right, so let me discuss the pain point. All right, in a world where job security often feels uncertain and the cost of living continues to rise, many individuals are turning to overemployment, meaning holding multiple jobs simultaneously. And this is a strategy used to basically keep their head above water in some cases, or to boost income to ensure financial stability. So this trend raises questions about a lot of things. One, work-life balance, sustainability, and the evolving nature of employment. So over to you, Cynthia.
Okay, so if you're currently are thinking about managing multiple jobs, it's crucial to have a solid financial plan. So use the extra money wisely by paying off debt, saving for emergencies, and investing for the future. So I'm actually a part of a overemployment job board. So Reddit. Is it in Reddit? I think it's in Reddit. Job board, not job board, but just a board. The block, people post to it, ask questions, and all that kind of stuff. So, so listen, they out there doing it, and so the two big reasons are money. People need more money, and two is job security. A lot of people have multiple jobs because of jobs are just not stable anymore, and so I've seen people with they call them J1, J2, J3, depending on how many jobs they have. And they will post, hey, just got laid off from J1. Glad I got J2. Now, some of these are posts, right? So we have no insight. Were they not productive on J1, which is why they got laid off, because they were on J2. But I do see a lot of that. Myself, I'm looking for an adjunct professor world because, teaching is one of my gifts. And I'm just like, how can I leverage my gift, to earn more money? Gotcha. Right. And so that's what I'm doing. That's what I would say, people are doing it as remote work, increased. Some people on their jobs, it's just not 8 hours worth of work. And so they're like, let me go get another job. And so I think there's definitely multiple reasons. I think people are not planning, especially Gen Z. I do not think they plan to work until they're 65. I just don't. Yeah. And so making as much money as you can as early on, is another strategy. I think there's a question of ethics, holding two jobs simultaneously that employers, may be concerned with. I know there's a huge, return to the office right now. I'm on LinkedIn, so on LinkedIn, recruiters are always hitting you up, and all of them are hybrid. They're like hybrid on site. So those are definitely, I think, some motivations behind overemployment. You have any feedback?
Yeah, I mean, when I hear overemployment, I've heard stories of have to and want to. So some individuals, because of their current circumstances, because of the cost of living, because of inflation, because of whatever, family, trying to take care of family members, they have to work another job, and there's some positives and some negatives behind that, and it goes back into the early episodes that we talked about the mindset and the skill set, meaning like if you're for some people, if they have or fixated on that employee mindset, and their skill set is not converting into an asset, then the jobs or the type of jobs that they're having to work is a burden for them, physically. So even though they may be making a little bit more money, it may be taking a toll on other things in their life. But then you have a situation of people that want to. One of the things that I think came out of COVID was, like I said, this remote work environment. And so I know individuals that are in that IT space, as well as that program management space, that has created a system where they're able to balance multiple jobs at one time, where in some cases they're making a couple $100,000 in a year, $200,000 to $300,000 in a year by just managing both of those jobs. So that's what immediately comes to my mind when I hear about overemployment, and I do have some concerns about that. One is, again, the physical toll, the mental toll that it can take on people. So you want to make sure that, I think when you kind of go into those situations, just take care of yourself. But then too, the other concern is just because, and I think we have, I think, I want to say general, I wanted to say our culture, but I think this is in general, because the wealth gap shows you that us as humanated people, as brown people, we're not the only ones that are impacted by this. There are other people that are at the bottom of that wealth gap, other than black people. It's just not.
It's becoming generational.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. But just because I think there's this misconception out there that just because you're making more money, that is putting you in a better financial situation, and that can be so far from the truth. And that's why this show is so important, because we want to educate as best as we can, based on what we're learning about not just making the money, because we can make money.
We know how to make money. We
know how to make
a lot of money.
Look, especially in our community, as far as what we spend at least as large as the 9th largest country from a gross domestic product standpoint, trillions of dollars every year. So we make it, we spend it, but it's about how do we master it so that we can continue to have it grow and double for us, where we don't have to work or become overemployed. So those are the things that I think about. But again, I mean, there are some motivations behind it, and there are some impacts behind it. So again, it can affect your personal life, it can affect your mental health and professional growth. So let's look at the benefits. The benefits which, like you said, touched on, can accelerate your financial goals. And that's the thing, like you said, with the Gen, what is it, Gen Zs or whatever. They go in there and they work. They have the energy to do this, right? They can work these jobs, good jobs, nice paying jobs, but having that financial plan in place too, so that way the money that they're making, they're stacking it, and then they're putting in things via the rule of 72. It's just doubling over years. And now what you're looking at, or could potentially look at, is early retirements. People now retiring in their 40s now because they did what was appropriate with their money. So that's my spill on that.
Yes, God bless all y'all overemployment people. I can barely balance my job and my personal life.
Yeah.
Although, if I did have 2 jobs, I could just hire somebody to do a lot of my personal stuff, to do the cooking and the cleaning.
Disposable income, right? But that's mastering money, like you making your money work. You know what I'm saying? Making your money work. So I don't think that's a bad investment at all.
Right. But make sure you're using the money wisely, not just to cook and clean. If I had a time back from cooking and cleaning, what am I using that time to make more money or invest? Learn a new skill.
Good point. Point. Yeah, and I mean that's the tool, right? That's the way that we should start looking at money. We talked about this before, not necessarily exchanging your time for money, which is what we are so accustomed to do.
Yes.
But what we want to do is make money so that we can buy our time back.
Yes.
Right? Because, like you said, to Cynthia's point, if we're making more money, what are some things that we can do now with that money that buys us our time back so that we can live the life that we want to live, or purpose to live? So anyway, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and turn it on over to Cynthia for the closeout.
All right. So, guys, yes, overemployment is kind of becoming the norm. Although growing up, I do remember a couple of my friends whose parents had 2 jobs.
My parents did too.
Yeah. So, I mean, they couldn't do them at the same time, but they had 2 jobs. So, I think this is just a different form of that. I don't know, I'm an employee, but I've also been a manager, and I'm just like, listen, as long as you get your work done, who has time to try to figure out what you're doing? Right. Like, this is the goal. Did you get it done? So I do think this is becoming, it's an opportunity. Corporations take opportunities with AI and lay people off. Employees take opportunities and have 2 jobs, so I think it's just one of those things. As the work landscape transitions and evolves, people will take opportunities where they can. So
all right, well, hey, with that being said, we appreciate y'all joining another episode of Mastering Money Mondays. Again, be sure to like and subscribe, tell your mom and them. And if there's any topics that you may want for us to talk about, feel free to DM myself or Cynthia, and we would love to be able to discuss that within the construct of one of our episodes. All right, but until then, again, you all take care, and we'll see you next week.
Bye, guys.